married couple, simultaneously Prince and Princess, or Duke and Duchess, but also just two rather beautiful kids, wishing them well into the future. So the sense of being open to the public, the sense actually of the public being able to kind of join in this celebration was a marvellous thing in the middle of a complicated, difficult world.
Fascinated by one thing you said earlier to me about the contrast, really, between monarchy here and some other countries. There's a big grouping of foreign royalty here today, and one could draw quite a few contrasts with who's there, and in one or two cases who's not there. How would you help us even more with that contrast?
There's a real magic secret to the British monarchy. Whether they wished it on themselves or not, they got it sometime in the 19th century, and that was the abandonment of rough power in favour of a sort of symbolic, ornamental expression of how all the people could come together. With Queen Victoria, who invents the idea of the happy family, it ran into trouble because she became so determined to be the widow of Windsor and hide herself away. With the 20th century and the beginning of royal marriages in Westminster Abbey, with the Duke of York and his wife who became the Queen Mother, and then with 1947 happening still at a time when we are licking our wounds and trying to get up out of difficult after the war, the secret came into kind of full bloom. You know, we love the royal family, most of us do. There's this natural outpouring affection because they're not in politics. They don't have to take the odium for unpopular decisions. That's the kind of secret weapon of the British monarchy, and it stood us in very good stead.
The secret weapon? Is that it? It's that detachment?
It's the balance, I think. It's the balance between involvement and removal. And they do it so perfectly.
Because today, inevitably, raises questions about the future shape of the monarchy. We think ahead, Prince of Wales one day becoming king, and then, of course, a natural focus today on William and what kind of king he would make and what kind of Queen Catherine would make. So is the royal family happy that today actually opens up these questions?
Yes, it introduces a new generation, really, and everybody is very happy about it. It's a day to celebrate that and everything else that's going on. But as you say, we must think about the future. I'm sure they will be thinking about the future. The Queen has seen her eldest grandson now happily married. We can think about the future.
And thinking about the future includes that Diamond Jubilee next year, which is going to be a remarkable event.
It's going to be wonderful. It's going to be another remarkable event.
So without giving any state secrets away, is work on that advanced?
Yes.
What's the planning like?
It has to be, and you can't go into these with a short notice. So yes, it's been planned for quite some time. In its turn, really, get this out of the way, and then the attention will turn to the Jubilee, and we'll be planning hard in the autumn.
One of the big themes, whenever we do a programme which is to do with the royal family, we ask people for their views. And one of the themes constantly is the Queen celebrated her 85th birthday last week. And when you look at the schedule, just for the rest of this year, it's pretty tiring, it's pretty challenging, it's pretty daunting. There's no suggestion at all that the Queen sometimes gets tired and needs a bit of a rest, and maybe these events should be stretched out a little. A visit to Ireland, a state visit, first by a British monarch, that's in itself a very big thing to take on.
Yes, but the team in Buckingham Palace are well aware of this, I can tell you. And her pace has reduced a little bit. Longer weekends, so it isn't relentless. But she has committed herself to us, to the country, to the monarchy, and she will see it through.
Gentlemen, I'm going to just pause for a second and thank you for your thoughts. Very interesting to talk to you again. We mentioned Hyde Park, didn't we? Because we saw all the confetti storming and billowing when the royal couple emerged from Westminster Abbey. Our man Matt is there for us, talking to people. Let's join him.
Hello, Hugh. Hello, Hugh. Yeah, the confetti was a special moment. We've had a few special moments just now. This is how we do it in Hyde Park. We take a blanket, we put it on the floor, and we fill it with children. All of these children just turned up from I have no idea where from, but their spokesperson is Millie. Is it afternoon? We're not quite there yet. Afternoon. Good afternoon, Millie.
Good afternoon.
How was your royal wedding so far?
It's been great, you know. We all got together and made these cool t-shirts.
Yes.
Catherine and Will, and we made fascinators just like Kate Middleton.
Yeah.
Right there and right there.
So all of those you've made?
Yeah, and we also made these hats.
Because I didn't bring a hat.
Oh, do you want mine?
Could I? Would you mind?
Yeah.
That's very kind. Thank you very much. So now I've got a hat. And also you've been learning how to curtsy, and we can show the rest of the country how you curtsy.
Yeah,
Okay, guys, let's do it.
Let's do this. So,
How do you do it?
you put your right leg behind your
Right leg behind.
and scrunch down.
Okay, and bend like that.
Yep.
And that's how you curtsy. Fantastic. We can all sit down again. Marvellous. Did you notice, as I did, that whenever something special happened up on the screen, the sun came out and we were all bathed in a warm glow?
Yeah, right when Kate was walking down the aisle, the sun just came out. And it was so warm and all.
Let's see if we can make it happen again. Guys, I want you to look straight into the camera, wave your flags, and say, "Come on, sunshine," okay? Wave the flags. Come on, sunshine. Back to the studio, Hugh. Come on, sunshine.
Matt, I feel the sunshine's behaving, actually. It's been pretty good, and there's a hint of it. There's a hint of it, so that's better than we expected. We were fearing much worse weather today, so we are very grateful for that. Sir Malcolm will know how much gratitude there is in the palace because of the weather, wouldn't
Yes, relief,
Yeah.
I think, as well as gratitude.
Yeah.
Of course, there was a plan. If the worst had happened, they could have coped with it. But to actually get through dry has been a great success and made it happy for everybody.
I'm going to just introduce this theme of the balcony because it's very important for us to just maybe talk about this now. It's such an iconic thing, it's such an important thing. Here we are. I suppose it's the start of the popular balcony appearance, the tradition. Duke of York, Elizabeth Bowes-Lyon, they were when they got married back in 1923, and look at this, 1947. Wonderful images in colour, brings it all back to life in such a vivid way. And there we have Princess Elizabeth and Prince Philip, as they were then, greeting these crowds surging down the Mall. And if we come forward to 1981, seems like yesterday for some of us, Diana and Charles on that famous balcony once again, and producing what became a very famous public kiss. To be repeated by others, and I'm sure to be repeated again today, but we'll have to see whether that happens. So that's what we're waiting for. The famous balcony. A focus, really, of celebration for the nation, and at times where people come together at times of national crisis and sorrow. So it's a very powerful place for us to be thinking about at the moment. With great bands in the Household Division, Foot Guards, being led very ably along the Mall down towards the Queen Victoria Memorial. And these are the Irish Guards, with a very, very good tradition of high-quality music making going back more than a century.
Come on in, Dad.
Sense for you there of what's happening along the Mall, because you have the line of police officers and they try to control the surge. They do it very effectively, but to see the effect of it is, well, it's quite something, really. You see the strength of the crowd, and up they come from Horse Guards Parade, and they'll be allowed to make their way gently down towards the palace, ready for that balcony appearance. The Mall movement, as the police call it. Held just near the Duke of York steps at the moment, but it won't be long before they're allowed to surge along. As we can see, some people just coming up from St James's Park itself and from the direction of Admiralty Arch. The view from the palace, when that happens, must be quite stunning, to see this army of people marching down the Mall towards that memorial. Must be quite a sight. And a sense for you there of how green central London is too. It's one of the glories of London. St James's Park, a royal park from the 17th century, and plays such an important part in the skyline in this part of London. Chris is on the Mall, and he's with some very excited people there.
I certainly am, Hugh. Yes, I just packed up, or beginning to pack up from camping out overnight. This is the Brown family. Daddy? Grandma? Nanny? And then who are you?
Elsie. Alex. Harriet.
And your mum?
I'm Mum, Julie.
Excellent. All right then, Mum, you start it. How has your day been? Because it started about 4 o'clock this morning.
It's been fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Long day, but we've all camped out here this morning and just waved flags, sung songs, just really enjoyed the atmosphere, looking at everybody's hats, and people have made so much effort, having a good old sing-song. It's been brilliant.
Did you join in? Did you have a good sing-song?
Yes.
You did. And Teddy have a sing-song as well? Little
yeah.
bit. So what did you think of the bride? What did you think of her dress?
I liked it.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
How about you? Did you think that the prince looked handsome?
Yeah.
He did look handsome. How about you, Nanny? What did you think of it the whole day? How does this...
The whole day was absolutely fantastic. It was worth all the effort to get up here, the crowds, all the marches, everything was superb.
Everybody's been saying it's been a perfect day. Would you agree with that?
Yes,
Yeah.
I would.
Definitely.
We could have had a little more sunshine, that was the only thing we missed. But the crowds made up for the sunshine.
And Dad, was it worth getting all of this lot up 4 o'clock in the morning?
Absolutely, fantastic. Had a lovely time.
He says through gritted teeth. Well, one more thing to do now, of course, is make your way down to the palace and see the kiss. You looking forward to that?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, thank you very much, Mrs. Brown and the rest of the Brown family. Back to you, Hugh. They've had a perfect day.
Oh, I think a few treats are in store, at least a few ice creams and chocolates, and certainly if my children were there, they'd be demanding a prize. But very good behaviour and patience and perseverance, they certainly deserve it. Well, they've had a good time. I was mentioning 10 years ago, back in 2001, that's when William and Catherine first met, and St Andrews, of course, is the place that's now known not just as the home of golf, but where it brought the royal couple together. And Edith is there for us today. Wonder how it's gone there, Edith?
I am indeed, with a lovely bunch of people who, like me, all a little bit emotional after that service. Who are, of course, now waiting for the reception to kick off here, and also which is waiting at Buckingham Palace. So we thought we'd try and get into the, you know, celebratory mood by speaking to these guys. Stuart and Craig from the Fairmont Hotel. Now, William used to come and use the gym at the hotel, I believe.
That's right, Edith. Yes, he was a spa member, our signature spa,
yeah.
And he used to come up, relax in the spa, and also complete his workouts, and then relax in the atrium.
And a little bit of a non-alcoholic cocktail was his favourite, I believe.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, after he'd done his workout in the gym, he used to relax in the atrium and have our it's a non-alcoholic fruit cocktail, which we've rebranded as the Royal Wedding fruit cocktail for today.
Perfect. Would you mind mixing me one up while I nip across here and chat to a couple of lovely people? Dr. Warren, we chatted to you earlier, but I'm joined by Louise, the Principal and Vice Chancellor of St Andrews University. How do you feel after watching that ceremony?
Oh, one can only feel proud and delighted. It's a wonderful occasion.
And they were here quite recently as well, weren't they, as a couple on one of their first official duties?
Yes, they were here to help us launch the celebrations of our 600th anniversary. That was very exciting, and Prince William announced that he was going to be patron of our campaign, so we're delighted by that.
Charles, you mentioned to me earlier that he said when they came back it was a bit like coming home.
Yes, he did, which was wonderful to hear, that this place is special for them and that they take every opportunity to come back when they can.
And you had the chance to spend time with them on official duties, but then also behind closed doors. What are they like?
Oh, they're the most natural people in the world, very down to earth, chatted on very happily. They're a delightful couple.
Well, listen, it's only the start of a great day of celebrations. Have yourself a fabulous day, and it must be a great thing for the university as well.
Oh, it's a terrific thing for the university. To have educated both the future King and Queen is something we will always have and be proud of.
Well, have a great day. OK, here we go. Now, oh, this looks brilliant. Tell me what's in it, first of all, please, Greg.
What we have here, we've got fresh passion fruit, we've got fresh lime juice. It's all for me, I love it. We've got some raspberries, a little bit of crushed pineapple, orange juice base shaken up over ice. Beautiful.
We're all going to just have a sip. If we all want a drink, we all just have a tiny sip, if that's OK. I'm going to try this one. Oh, it's lovely. Hands up who wants some. Yeah, I thought you might. Back to you in London.
Edith, a bit of self-discipline, I think it's called for. Bit of controlling yourself. So good to talk to you, and nice to see everyone in St Andrews. Lovely sunny day there, and the sun on the Mall now too. And there we have the surge of people along the Mall, being led down at a pretty sedate pace by the Metropolitan Police, in good time for that balcony appearance, which I think will be taking place in about half an hour's time. It may be a little earlier than that, so stay with us, because that will be one of the most powerful images, if not the most powerful image, of the day, when the newly married couple appear on that balcony and maybe even share a kiss. Let's see what happens. What I do want to say is that I'm very, very grateful